Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Eats. So, what's eating you? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope this video finds you in great mental health. Hello, everyone. You saw the title. Well, you saw the thumbnail, and you read the title. Uh, it has been the last couple of days have just been really a lot over here in the mukbang sector and beyond. Um, as more and more information is shared, talked about, assumed regarding Llips' departure from this earth and the events leading up to what happened, and we still don't know. Nobody knows what happened exactly in that house, except that we know he was shot. Now there's speculation that it production, was it this unknown person named Bruno? So it's just a lot going on. But what I have noticed in comments sections on different videos, various videos, is that viewers and some um, content creators are really picking a side. And I think everyone emotionally is like all over the place. Like initially it was like, oh my God, this is horrible. Their lives are over. Lips has lost his life. Production is possibly going to go to prison for the rest of his life. And it was like you didn't want to choose sides. People were just sad and upset without knowing everything, all the circumstances. And so as more and more information comes out, the sides are being picked. Some people are saying, well, Lips was the aggressor. Lips was the abuser. And production just lost it. He couldn't take it anymore. And as a result, he made that decision that night to end his life or whatever happened. And so then people are picking and choosing sides. I showed the clip of both of them with their daughter because she is the one that loves them both out of everybody else. You know, I'm sure Lip's family is going to go through their emotional turmoil about this. They love, from what the sister said, that the family loved production. And so they lost not only their brother, but they lost production too, like you do, like in a divorce, where, families sometimes have to choose sides or whatever. But this, of course, is much worse than a divorce. So the only one that is still in that position where she, loved them both, is the daughter. And they loved her. And what a loss this is for her. For everyone else, of course, we're going to go through. The more we find out information, the more, you could choose what side you want. Whatever side we choose, it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, whoever we think was right, wrong, whoever was the aggressor, not the aggressor, the abuser, the victim, it really doesn't matter. And what my message is and what it will always be in regards to this, I was a fan of Lips and production. I cared about both of them. Even in these moments, I still care about both of them. And so, I've had my moments and thinking like, damn, production, why didn't you just leave? Why'd you do him like that? I read the police report and, you shot him in his stomach. Like the more I think, you think about the details, then it's like anger towards production. Like, why would you do him like that? And then with Lips, like, well, how did you treat him? Like, did you push him? Were you mean to him? Like, all of these emotions, like, we are all emotionally attached and involved, empathetically in this situation. Although most of us did not know them personally. But if you're a good content creator, you engage in your audience and you build these relationships with people that you don't know. And that is what Llips was able to do in production. And so you felt like this family that he called the Legion. And so, of course, people are in their feelings about what has happened. Rather, you believe, you're on production side, you're on Llips side, did you pick a side? At the end of the day, we are all grieving the loss of this family, right? We're grieving the loss of what they had and what we saw on the TV screen on our phones. The message for me as a mental health provider is, if you are in a toxic, unhealthy relationship, get out of it. No matter how hard you might think it's going to be, and it will feel like that. I promise you, once you are gone, you are safe. You are going to say to yourself, I can't believe I stayed that long. I cannot believe I stayed that long. Love is not hitting, punching, kicking, mental abuse. That is not love. That's not love. Their relationship was toxic, it was dangerous, and it ended in the most saddest way possible. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. If you pick the side, if one day you're on one side, the next day you're on the next, that's all part of the grief cycle, and the grief that we are all feeling and experiencing is normal part of the process. Bye, guys.
Guess what? I got to share with me and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And hit that one bell.
Subscribe. Say subscribe to Psychology Eats.
Subscribe to Cowboy Eats.
Not Cowboy.